Hello, I'm down on the banks of the wharf today, and to be honest, I've spent quite a long time away from the river so far this year. I've been caught up in some other projects, and so I'm just trying to recalibrate with the river and trying to reacquaint myself with the movement of the otters, ideally. And so I've come to a few hot spots and looking for clues, and so not expecting to see much, but hoping to at least pick up on some signs and some activity. And with luck, obviously, you always hope that you're going to see an otter. So obviously I've been looking along these banks for a number of years now. But once you're out of touch, you have to really sort of retune in. And I think I've started off at I'll start off at a lot of the hot spots where I've seen them before, and sort of areas that we're more likely to encounter them. Those are deep, slack areas of water where the water starts to slow, and the otters can sort of fish. Without having to fight too much against the current. That doesn't mean that you won't see them in those sort of environments, but they tend to be the more popular areas where they hang around and you're more likely to see them. And then obviously looking out for otter sprain. I found two already at the first spot I stopped off, and then obviously while I'm walking along, I'm looking for ripples and splashes that are coming out and on the surface of the water, and also always looking for things like ducks suddenly flying off, a heightened state of alarm. I think the really important thing to do while you're reacquainting yourself, or maybe you're looking at a river for the first time, is actually just enjoying it and looking for and enjoying the other things. So not getting so focused that you miss all the other things. We've seen some egrets and goosander. The male goosander are around at the moment, which are really stunning birds. I've seen a wren belting out, and the blackcaps are sort of chasing each other. They've just arrived, and they're belting out their song and chasing each other as well. So it's been a really fantastic start. I've only been here for 5 minutes really, so I'm looking forward to walking along and finding some signs, and any signs I see I will obviously share with you as we go along.
The afterglow of this daily war, I need so much more than just holy water. The wind.
So I've just reached the end point on when I go back on myself. In terms of approach, I tend to just cover, especially with the initial one, just cover as much distance as I can, stop in occasionally but not too much, and the next time I go out I'll probably do a little bit more of the stop and wait method, where I hang around for 10-15 minutes or so. So I've only had a couple of hours to sort of explore the river, so I wanted to cover as much territory as I can. Generally speaking, because otter territories tend to be quite large, although I think on the wharf they're a bit smaller than your kind of textbook otter territories that you read about. So I think they are a bit smaller, but because they are quite large, it is quite key, especially when you're trying to find otters in the first place, to cover as large a territory as you can. Definitely found some otter spraints. The river's quite busy, but the otters are pretty used to busyness, and it's only going to get busier from now anyway, with spring in full swing. So that's not much of a concern. So the other thing I would say is that the river level's been pretty high, and it's obviously only just coming down throughout the course of today after some rain overnight. So that would have washed away a lot of the spraint, and so any spraint that we saw close to the waterline would be very fresh. So there's still plenty of evidence of otters around, not as much as I'd normally expect. Especially if it doesn't rain over the next couple of days, I expect to find some more fresh spraint. So that's it. I'm going to walk back, head back to the car, same way I came, walking back upstream this time, stop off on a few spots. Hopefully I'll get lucky, because the more that light drops, the more chance there is of seeing an otter.